In modern-day Iran, a new empire was founded around 224 AD. Named after the House of Sassan, the Sassanian Empire, also known as the Sassanids, was the last kingdom of the Persian Empire before the rise of the Islam around 651 AD. For a period of 400 years, the Sassanian Empire was recognized as one of the leading world powers, alongside the Roman Byzantine Empire. In total, the Sassanian Empire had 44 kings. The first one was Ardashir I in 224 AD, and the last one was Yazdegerd III in 651 AD. After the destruction of the Sassanian Empire, they were descendants of the last Sassanian king, Yazdegerd III, who retreated to Chinese territories until the early 8th century in 729 AD. The coin I found is by King Khosrow II. He reigned for a period of 38 years, from 590 to 628 AD. He was the 27th Sassanian king. The aim of all Sassanian kings was to conquer all territory previously held by the Achaemenids. Khosrow II was the first Sassanian king under whom the empire achieved its greatest expansion. He was condemned to death and executed in 628 AD. The Sassanids portrayed themselves in coins as receiving the leadership from God the Almighty. Zoroastrianism became one of the founding stones of the Sassanian Empire. In Zoroastrian religion, the fire altar is a highly important symbol. Coins are distinctive, showing the royal headdress on one side and a fire altar with attendants on the other side. A variety of symbols, such as the star and the moon crescent, are associated with Zoroastrian religion. During the 400 years of the Sassanian Empire, we know that they traded goods from Constantinople to Beijing. There are no records that show that the Sassanians traded with Britain directly. The Indian Ocean trade certainly started under the Sassanids. A lot of the trade was high-quality textile. Sassanian silk was extremely highly valuable in those days. Not only valuable silk, but gems find their way into European markets. A surprising number of them end up in cathedral treasure in Western Europe, which is mostly where they are preserved, in fact, these days. Towards the end of the 8th century, the Vikings started raiding Britain. The Roman Empire had abandoned British soil about 3 centuries earlier. The Saxons had occupied post-Roman British territory. The Vikings engaged in trade with merchants throughout Europe, Asia, and the Far East. Coins played an important role in Viking Age trade. Many of the coins used by Vikings come from Islamic world. Records show that thousands and thousands of silver Viking Age Arab Drachm and Sassanian Drachm have been found in Scandinavia. They not only used these coins for trade, but they also used a method of melting them down to make other silver objects. In this country, even, a total of 6 coins of that period have been found as well. But this coin here is the first found on the foreshore of the River Thames. Others argue that as the Byzantine Empire traded directly with the Sassanids, and because there was a migration of these natives from the Byzantine Empire into Britain, they could have brought these coins, importing together with silks and gems in the 7th century. Did the silver drachm, coin of Khosrow II of the Sassanian Empire I found, arrive in Britain with the Vikings? Was the coin dropped in the water as a Viking ship sailed the Thames?